Hey, how's it going, guys? It's TheLlamaSir here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, we have something very interesting to talk about that has to do with the July 5th update, or the second anniversary update coming out so soon. It's just around the corner. But today, we just got some news on some brand new items that are directly from the show Rick and Morty. That's right, guys. So if you are a fan of this show, and I know there's a lot of you out there, you're definitely going to get a kick out of all of these new items. And there are actually a ton of these items to go through, as well as a couple of secrets and also just some general things to clear up along the way. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed today's video or learned something new, be sure to hit that like button, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, guys, so starting off with the basic stuff, the total amount of items that we are getting, and you're also going to be able to get these as common drops, which, as in the past with common drops, you get them by completing games, and you should be able to get them fairly easily just by playing like 10 or so games. But again, that is how you pick these up, pretty easy overall. And as for the total amount of items, we get 2 antennas, 3 toppers, a new rocket boost, some new wheels, and also this weird sort of paint that we have to talk about at the end of the video. But yeah, that is definitely a ton of items, especially just for like themed items that have to do with like a show or a video game or like an event, because these are even on par with like Halloween and Christmas items, which is pretty crazy, but is going to be fun to mess with when we do get them. But anyways, we do get to see every single one of these items in this really perfect GIF or GIF or whatever you want to call it. Again, I never really know how to say it, but we do get a good look at every single item. So starting off with the antennas, you have behind the car, of course, the Rick and Morty antennas. Now, I will say that I don't really watch Rick and Morty at all, so I'm not really going to be able to tell you a whole lot about these, but I can tell you that these are definitely spot on, and it's interesting to see like a 3D version of the characters that are usually seen as just 2D. So Psyonix did a great job there, but definitely interesting. And then below that, of course, we have the Interdimensional GB Rocket Boost, which I really have no idea what that means. If you happen to know it, be sure to leave a comment down below. But as you can see, it's a very cartoonish boost and is really quite interesting. But considering I don't know the show, I can't really say what it's from, but you know, it's a cartoonish boost, which just always looks awesome in game. Now, as for the toppers, you get 3 of them, of course, with the first one being the Mr. Meeseeks, which is pretty interesting, and then the Mr. PBH, and finally the Cromulon topper. There's some interesting things from this show, but each one of those, you know, it fits in with the classic toppers of Rocket League. You even have the Cromulon one, which is floating, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you know, they look cool, and they're definitely going to be fun to collect. Now, one of the secret things about these, and you've probably wondered this about a couple of the other items, but the Cromulon topper is the only item out of all of these that can come painted, which I did find out actually fits with the show, which is pretty cool. And considering it's what I believe to be the first themed common topper to come painted, it's a very fitting way to do it. But either way, moving on to the final item that is confirmed to be in this little item update, these are the Sanchez DC-137 Wheels. Now, as you can probably tell, they are some interesting looking wheels. They're clearly based off of like the portal from Rick and Morty. As you can clearly see, it's like the same design. But what's odd about that is that, at least in the GIF or GIF, they're not really animated at all, and it kind of looks weird. I mean, it's just kind of this 2D texture on the side of the wheel, which makes it look like the wheel isn't even spinning, like the endo is just floating across the grass. But I could see some builds being cool with them. But either way, it's a cool addition, and it also goes with this weird like decal or paint on the endo. Now, what's weird about this is there is no mention of it in the update notes. They talk about every single other item, but this decal is just kind of left out there. So is it going to be a common drop? Could it be something in the OVERDRIVE crate? It's really hard to say because it is a pretty basic looking decal, but it's still interesting that they didn't talk about it at all. So I don't know. Be sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Maybe we can figure out where it's going to come from. But along with that, there's also an interesting little trail behind the wheels, but I think we'll have to talk about that in a later video. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's little update video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for the latest news in Rocket League, as well as check out some of my previous videos here, such as an absolutely insane top 15 goals, and also a huge Easter egg that took 6 months to find. But other than that, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm TheLlamaSir, and I will see you guys next time.